Welcome back here today on the beautiful campus of Florida Panhandle Technical College, another in our series of what's going on in the community. And we do have a treat today. We've got Sheriff John Tate from Holmes County, Florida. We have Amanda Eldridge, who is associated with the Holmes County Chamber, with all of the other events that goes on over there. When we come back, we're going to talk about Down Home Street Festival, the Bonifay Down Home Street Festival in its 14th permutation, its 14th year, the 5th year for the 5K trot, and we're going to be talking about that as well. You know, all too often we complain there's nothing going on in these small communities. Anybody who says that really is living under a rock. There are so many festivals and pageants and car shows and all sorts of things, literally year-round. Just take a look around. Don't depend on your local newspaper for that, because that's not where the information is going to be. Social media, obviously, probably one of your best tools. When we come back, we're going to talk to John and Amanda about all this, and we will be right back. Welcome back. As mentioned, our guests today are John Tate, Sheriff of Holmes County, Florida, and Amanda Eldridge. Now, when I introduced you, I said with the chamber and with the event, how would you like to be introduced?
I'm actually Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce for Holmes County.
I would have put my chair a little bit farther away had I known.
Not necessary.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Holmes County is one of several that are sort of grouped together in that Chipola area. Mm-hmm. The Chipola Area Realtors Association is Calhoun, Jackson, Washington, and Holmes. You guys are in the 14th Judicial Circuit, mm-hmm. and that encompasses a bunch of counties. Mm-hmm. But, you know, people who are on the east of us sort of overlook Holmes County so often. You guys have a lot of really cool things happening.
We do.
In the intro to the show, I talked about the festival and inclusive of many different facets. Mm-hmm. Before I forget about it, I want to mention and give a shout out to Ponce de Leon Fire Department, who has taken over your car show.
They have.
Before we do that, let's talk a little bit about what is the Bonifay Down Home Street Festival. Okay. Can you give us a little bit thumbnail sketch of the history?
Absolutely. Several years ago, Holmes County Chamber of Commerce was approached to take over the Down Home Street Festival and the events. With that, we incorporated our golf tournament, which has been going on for several years. Thus, we decided to hold the events in March. Along with that, we decided to have a Trailblazer Trot pageant, which was held this past Saturday. And then coming up on the 12th is the Down Home Street Festival's cross-country 5K, which is called the Trailblazer Trot. It is held at Ponce de Leon Springs State Park. It is going to be on March the 12th. And then the golf tournament will be held on Friday, just before the Down Home Street Festival actual event taking place on Veterans Boulevard, which is on the 19th. So the golf tournament is on the 18th and the festival is on the 19th.
The football stadium, the Holmes County High School football stadium, mm-hmm. What is that? What's that area called? What's that park called?
Veterans Park.
Veterans Park. Mm-hmm. That's where the Northwest Florida Championship Rodeo is held.
Yes.
That's where, again, all of the Holmes County football games are held.
Yes.
It's a perfect venue for events as long as you don't have weather events along
Correct.
With them. And so often we do have those. We're in Northwest Florida, and especially in the summertime, we have all four seasons in one day sometimes, and
Yes.
some of these months, like right now in March. So we're always dependent on that weather smiling upon
Mm-hmm.
us. John, you are the prime sponsor of the 5K Trailblazer Trot. Is that what it's called technically?
Correct.
How did you get involved in that?
Amanda approached me when they took it over and asked us, if we would be interested in sponsoring it. And of course, that is one of the things when I become sheriff is community outreach as far as giving back to the community. And it's something that we're proud to do for our people in Holmes County.
Are you a runner?
Am I a runner? No, I'm trying to get in shape so I can run, but nah.
Like me, I used to run. I used to do a lot of things, right? Was it Jim Fix, the guy that made running so popular? He died of a heart attack in his mid-30s, so it's like, be careful.
Right.
The challenges of the logistics of any event are huge, but I think that in the running world, you have a core group of people who, for lack of a better term, and I don't mean this disparaging, they're drinking the Kool-Aid. They are there. If there's a run, they're going to be part of it. And so you've got people, I would imagine, who are helping, if not completely organizing it. Is that true?
Yes, we actually have several partners. We have an outfit out of Auburn, Alabama that takes care of the timing. Race Crew, they are outstanding Robin is a huge help to us every year. They are actually on site doing electronic registrations, which is something that you don't see for a lot of the local fundraisers in our area. And to be completely honest, most of the runners are not locals. We had a runner last year that won from New York. We advertise on active.com. You can register there, and it just kind of blows my mind at times that the majority of the runners are not even local to our area.
Running probably like car enthusiasts. Car enthusiasts will put up a car, a classic car, a restored car, whatever, on a trailer and drive several hundred miles and not think about it. Speaking of which, the car show is a very large part of your event. Happens on the day of the festival. This year, is it for the first time being taken over by the Ponce de Leon Fire Department?
Last year was the first year that Ponce de Leon took over, and out of respect to that, we offered that to them again this year, and they accepted that offer. Kind
of a no-brainer, right? On both sides. They are in the car show business. They've had their own for a while. What better thing than to marry it or to blend it in with yours? Last year you had a bunch of cars. I would imagine having an enthusiast group head that up, that it will start to probably gain more traction.
Yes, that's our hope.
Than with you guys having to do it all.
Correct.
Now, the festival itself, if I'm not mistaken, 2008 was the first year. Laura Pons and Felicia Fasanic, both two Bonifay girls, their mothers, I think, were the first ones to start it. Lots of quilting. I think initially they said they wanted something going on in March, and more importantly, they wanted to highlight the culture and the art and all of that which is specific to our region here, and in your case, Holmes County. And it became sort of a homespun, which hence the name, Down Home Street Festival. In 14 years, it is still that very welcoming, down-home feeling. You get in there and all of the vendors. I can't say enough about how that, and I say that because for 30 years, my wife and I were on the beach, and then 15 years ago, we moved up here to God's country. And the beach is not the same animal that it was back in the 70s when we first moved there, obviously. But as time goes on, it becomes more of a big city atmosphere, that cosmopolitan. It's almost like the 30A feel. It's no longer welcoming. It is what it is. You guys hopefully can maintain that, hold on to that, and evidenced by the fact that you're all local people doing this thing. It's not some guy that came in from New York and decided to hold a car show. Now, Janelle from Ponce de Leon, I've been fortunate enough to work with their group and to take some photos of their event over the years. What's the best part for you personally, John, of this whole festival thing, exclusive of the run?
Just interacting with the community, seeing people come out. Law enforcement is about community relationships with people, seeing the public come through the booths and interacting with them and the deputies and people who's out there. It's all about people, loving on people, especially during these times. We're going through hard times. People need to be loved on and know they're cared about, and try to give back to them.
You don't miss a chance to have a booth or a presence at all of these events.
I try not to. It's very important to me and very important to our department. It is to give back to people. That's one of the things I strive for when I got elected, is to give back to the people of the community, because there's so many in our community that do without. And we want to be able to show them that not only do we lock people up for violating the law, but we're there to care. We actually care too. I may have to lock you up, but we're going to love on you and care and try to help you out of your problem and get you out of your situation.
Well said. And, if you're able to have that non-invasive, non-threatening interaction at a festival, then when something does happen, again, you've got that relationship already, and on no matter which side of that spectrum they are.
It does. It's twofold. And, and when things happen in your community, if they trust you and they feel comfortable with you, they'll come with you to information and helps you do your job.
Makes total sense. Best part of it for you, Amanda?
Being a part of the community. I'm a longtime resident of Holmes County, and it's just an important place to me. And I think it's time for people in our generation to step up and start taking head of some of the events and just being a part instead of sitting back watching, waiting for somebody else to do it.
Much like Felicia and Laura coming in after their parents or their mothers, makes total sense. Do you see this evolving, growing, changing, or do you guys have any longer-term plans for this going forward, or do you have that discussion, or are you trying to keep it in that relatively small footprint that you've got it in now?
We would love to see it grow. Every year, whenever we start planning and talking about it, we want to keep the same feel and the same people coming back, but in the same sense, we want to invite the new ideas and help it grow. I don't want to see anything remain stagnant. I would like to see it grow.
So Saturday, March 12th is the 5K Trailblazer Trot. Mm-hmm. That's a tongue twister.
It is.
The following Saturday, which is the 19th of March, is the Down Home Street Festival, this year for the 14th big year. Mm-hmm. I know you've got Luke Langford is
yes.
one of the, if not the head, is he the headliner?
The headliner. Mm-hmm.
People don't realize what kind of huge talent that we've got right here in Northwest Florida. Luke and I have spoken multiple times. He's thinking about coming here, maybe being able to record his band in our studio. We'd love to have, that would be bragging rights for us. We've had some really good people in here. I truly believe that he is what I would consider world class. I come from country radio. I was with WPAP for years. I know a little bit about country radio. I know a little bit about music, but he has that star quality. I know he goes through a lot of backing musicians, as any band does, but he truly, and you're fortunate to still have him, and I know he donates his services, so that's really huge. Anything else that I might not be mentioning, John, that you would like to
No, it's just a great idea. We had the rodeo, like you mentioned, in October. Then we had the fireworks show in July, and this in March. So about every 3 or 4 months, they have a big event in Bonifay, and that's the key to, like you said in the beginning, people always say there is nothing to do around here. So they are trying to give something for people to come do.
Yeah, the fireworks show where the ministries all come together and give totally free. We've been there many years, obviously, and when people come up, they go, well, where do we pay? Well, there's no charge. Well, what's it cost? There's no charge. But you better be getting there quick because all those wings are going to be gone, all that ice cream is going to be gone, all those slushies are going to be gone.
Right.
People know now, get there early, and that's another great event, and I'm glad you bring that up. Amanda, anything that we may have failed to mention?
The involvement of Ponce de Leon Springs State Park is huge. From the moment I reached out to Fred, the park ranger there, he was 100% on board and volunteers a lot of his time to make sure that it is a successful event. And one thing I want to add is when people hear Ponce de Leon Springs, they think that the event is right there at the spring, and it's actually just south of I-10 off of Highway 81, off of LD Anderson Road. They have a southern parcel that a lot of people do not know about that has amazing trails, which we're lucky enough to have the event on. But they do a lot to help us, and we are very thankful for that partnership.
Wow, I'm glad you did say that because I didn't have a clue of that. We're going to put a graphic map. Hopefully we can capture something off of Google Maps that we're going to put on the screen now so that you'll have something. We've also been showing still photos and video clips from past events. In 2013, Sonny Schroyer, Enos from the Dukes of Hazzard was your Grand Master. Jerry Tabbitt from Channel 13, their chief meteorologist, was also there. Do you have that going again? Do you have a figure that's coming who's going to be that Grand Master this year?
We don't. We welcome any recommendations. Like I said, this is very new for the Chamber when we took it on several years ago. So we welcome new ideas. Anything that you can bring to the table, we're more than happy to research out.
Holmes County Chamber of Commerce, Holmes County Tourist Development Council, both organizations working towards the economic development along with the Holmes County Economic Development Committee.
Yes.
John, thank you so much for taking the time. I know that, to say the least, you're extremely busy early on a Monday morning here, so you've probably got a to-do list a mile long, but thank you so much for coming. Amanda, thank you, and Leslie for reaching out. We're proud to be a sponsor of the event this year to whatever extent that we can help. Going forward, we'll have more time, more advance notice, and can be a bigger part of that. So anyway, best of luck, and thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Our guests today have been John Tate, High Sheriff of Holmes County, Florida, and Amanda Eldridge, who is with the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce, talking about the Bonifay Down Home Street Festival. It's an event that you don't want to miss. If you pull up and just look, it's not going to appear to be much because it's a little spread out, but I guarantee you can spend 3 or 4 hours there, meet some fantastic people, eat some great food, enjoy some great entertainment. Luke Langford Band, the headliner this year. This is one you don't want to miss, and it's totally free unless you decide to purchase some tchotchkes or some souvenirs or some food on site. So look forward to that. The 14th annual Down Home Street Festival preceded the week before by the Trailblazer Trot on March 12th. We'll be right back.